Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new here, I'm so happy to have you. My name is Kylie. My channel is all about giving you a glimpse into the life of a young person living with narcolepsy. If you don't know what narcolepsy is and you'd like more information, you can check out my Narcolepsy 101 video where I break it down for you. Today's video is the third episode of the series Your Narcolepsy Stories. And if you're someone who's not interested in narcolepsy, have no fear. Even if you have no interest, these stories can still be entertaining for you. I do have other videos that have nothing to do with narcolepsy, and I will link the playlist here for you. Basically, people either send me their stories to the email that's in the description below, or I've found stories on Reddit, and I will be reading them to you for my first time on camera, so that way I can capture my genuine response and reaction. My purpose for sharing these stories is to spread awareness about narcolepsy, as 75% of people who have it are undiagnosed, as well as to make others feel related to. And like I said, if you don't have narcolepsy, it can just be entertainment for you. One last thing before I jump into today's story, and that is, if you're not already, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video. Both of those things really help to support my mission of spreading awareness about narcolepsy. Today's story is a little bit different than the last two episodes. Instead of just receiving someone's story, this person is asking for advice. So I'll be reading it for the first time here with you and responding to them as if they were asking me for this advice. I'd love to hear what you would tell this person if they were asking you for this advice, so comment below with what you would tell them. And if you or a loved one have any experiences regarding narcolepsy that you would like to share anonymously, you can send that to the email that's in the description below. With all that out of the way, let's get into today's story. I've been with my significant other for 5 years. He has a sleeping problem where he falls into a deep sleep very easily and is almost impossible to wake up, to the point where I have gotten scared before because he won't wake up despite me doing everything in my power to get him up. I can literally drag him off the couch, touch his face, shake him, bang on the door, and he will be limp. He has fallen asleep sitting up before. This has obviously caused problems in our relationship. At first it was cute and kind of a running joke, and I would tuck him in with a pillow and blanket wherever he fell asleep, which he usually would roll off anyways. But sometimes I'll want to talk or I'll be in the mood, and as soon as he lays down, it's lights out, which is frustrating. Also, trying to get him into bed after he, say, falls asleep on the couch after watching TV is an undertaking and can take hours, which obviously is an inconvenience for my own sleep schedule and happens very frequently. I have spent countless hours just trying to get him up / into the bed throughout our relationship. Every time I see him resting on the floor, couch, or somewhere uncomfortable, I will tell him, "You're going to fall asleep." He usually says, "No, I won't. I promise I won't. I know that I won't." And then falls asleep 5 minutes later. On top of that, it's a safety concern for him if there were ever a fire or anything. Unlikely, but still. I have urged him to get a sleep study done, but he doesn't think he has a problem because he doesn't randomly fall asleep throughout the day. End quote. Tonight, he fell asleep on the floor, and I just went about my usual nightly routine. At this point, I feel that trying to wake him up is futile, so I just let him sleep there and knew he would probably wake up and get in bed eventually. Well, he woke up, and he was hurt that I didn't try to wake him up or give him a pillow. I see where he's coming from, but at this point, I'm just fed up and feel like I'm mommying him, while he's being too irresponsible / in denial to address a personal medical problem. He's on his family's insurance, so that's not a problem, but only has a year left before he's out. Am I being too harsh? What do you do when your significant other won't deal with the medical problem and it's impacting your relationship? I know men can have a hard time taking care of themselves medically, but it's really interfering with our relationship. I keep thinking of the saying, you can't help someone that won't help themselves. So that is what the person wrote. as an advice request, and my response would be, let me put myself in her shoes for a moment. If I were with somebody who had some sort of medical issue and they will not get it taken care of or even get it checked out to see if there could be any improvement, I would start to get annoyed too. Now, she didn't go from 0 to 100 and say like, wow, you got something weird going on, and just kind of shut him down like, I'm not dealing with that, buddy. She seems like a very patient and kind person, and obviously like she already felt like a caretaker for him, since anytime this would happen, she would make it a point to spend those hours and do all the things to try to get him to a comfortable place to sleep. And she's the one seeing it from the outside, and she sees that his sleep schedule's not normal. So the fact that she's brought it up to him many times, the fact that he has insurance, so that's not an issue, why won't he go get it checked out? I think I would also get to the end of my rope sooner rather than later, because you want to take care of your significant other. You want them to be feeling their best. And obviously, if it's impacting your relationship in one way or another, you want to fix that as well. But just for their own sake, you're like, hello, let's do something about this. There have been times when my partner and I have had moments kind of like this, but not as in-depth, where say he's sick and he's just continuing to work, and I'm like, hey, go get yourself checked out. You have great insurance. And he's just toughing it out, or he's gonna try something at Walgreens. And I get not jumping from 0 to 100, because I'm not someone that's like, oh, we're dying, let's get surgery. No, but I've had to be the person to set him up on Teledoc, set him up an appointment, tell them what's going on, and then he has to answer the phone call to do his part. I can't do it all for him. Whether you're a female or a male, and whatever type of relationship you're in, you can only do so much. When you care about somebody, yes, you want to go to the ends of the earth and help them fix whatever problem they have so they feel better, so that it helps your relationship, etc. But you can only put a horse in front of the water. You cannot make them drink. So her two questions were, am I being too harsh? And I think, no, she's not being too harsh. She literally felt bad that she didn't spend so much time and effort that one night to get him to a different spot, or to put a pillow under his head, etc., because she was starting to finally feel fed up. If she was a bad person, or she was being too harsh, she probably wouldn't have felt bad that she didn't do it that one time. She's a human. Nobody's perfect. We all have ends of our ropes that are come to at different points in time and for different reasons. So no, I don't think she's being too harsh. I think she is being very caring and considerate and trying to get him help. Her next question was, what do you do when your significant other won't deal with a medical problem and it's impacting your relationship? Well, obviously they're not going to get any results unless he does an actual sleep study, and she's already aware of that. She knows that he's on his parents' insurance and that the time is running out for that. So it's kind of like, got to do it soon, or maybe he'll have way less of a chance of going because he doesn't have his own insurance. So I think that she has two options here. I think she could either say, I am getting to the end of my rope. I have suggested many times for you to go get yourself checked out, and you won't. And that's my suggestion to you. And if you don't care enough to go do that for yourself and for our relationship, then I may have to reconsider what I'm doing in this relationship. A second option would be maybe take it one small step forward and then leave it where it's at. And by that I mean, if you have access to his health insurance information, say you have his insurance card, great. It's easy to look that up online, see what doctors he can go to, etc. Call them, do what you gotta do. Or contact his parents and find out the health insurance that way. And maybe call and make an appointment, and whether it has to be his primary doctor first, or if he can go straight to a neurologist to have a consultation in the sleep study, maybe set that appointment for him and tell him, hey, I took the time out of my day and I made you an appointment for primary or neurologist, whichever one, for you to invest a little bit of time in yourself to find out what may or may not be going on with you as far as your sleep. Because I'm concerned, and it's affecting not only you, but our relationship. And if he decides he's not going, I mean, read the signs, girlfriend. He obviously isn't about it. I don't want to say he doesn't care, because maybe he does. Maybe he's got his own internal reasons why he doesn't want to find out. Maybe he's scared of getting a diagnosis that he'll have for the rest of his life. Who knows? Maybe he's just in denial. Maybe he needs to see a psychiatrist or something and talk about that before he's ready. Everyone is different, and you don't really know exactly what a person is feeling and thinking if you're not inside of them. But as the outsider, as the girlfriend that just cares and wants to take care of him and your relationship, you got to realize that's not for you to do. That is not for you to decide if, hey, I need to go work out my denial problems, my fear of maybe having a diagnosis, etc. If that is the case, that's something he would need to take care of on his own. So that's my suggestion to you, is either have that talk and say, hey, I need you to do something about this, or set up that appointment and say, here you go, I presented this to you. All you have to do is show up to the appointment and talk to them. Take your sleep study and find out what's going on. If you don't have narcolepsy, great, we ruled it out and we'll go from there. But if he doesn't present any effort, it may not be in your best interest to keep trying to fix somebody who doesn't want the help. And like you said, the quote was, you can't help someone that won't help themselves. And you definitely can't help someone that you hand the key to and they just purposely say, I'm not going to try putting it in the lock. With that being said, I wish the best for you and your relationship, and I hope he figures out what's going on with him for both himself and for your relationship. And whether you all stay together or not, I hope you know that you're a very kind and considerate person, because you care enough to not only take care of him, suggest things that could help him long term, but also go out of your way and go on Reddit and ask other people because you're worried about it. But everyone has that point where they can't do anymore, so be kind to yourself, give yourself some grace, and I wish you the best of luck. That's it for today's story and advice request. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel and liking the video, as well as comment below and let me know what you would tell this person if they were asking you for this advice. If you think that you or a loved one may have narcolepsy, but you're not certain and you're not ready to go to a doctor yet, I do have a video all about the general symptoms that could occur if you have narcolepsy. I will attach that link here for you if you want to check that out. But I always encourage you, go see a neurologist and do a sleep study. That is the surefire way to know if you have it or not. And you can greatly improve the quality of your life if you find out that you have it and you start getting treated for it. We all deserve to be living the best quality of life that we possibly can. That's the main reason for my channel, is to show that you can still live a fulfilling life with a sleep disorder, and to help those who don't realize that they have narcolepsy yet get that diagnosis, so that way they can work on the quality of their life. With all that being said, I appreciate you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.